Hello and welcome back to the channel. So late last night for me, I was finishing up my arena recap video. Very late, and at about 3 a.m. this image dropped on the JP Twitter. And I think everyone's reaction was pretty much the same. A new banner already? We just emptied our stash on the first banner, and I get it. This is what gacha games do. I totally get that. And I know that Nier Reincarnation has done this with Christmas banners, summer, but this is unprecedented on a celeb banner. Every single celeb banner we've gotten has been one banner. So we, the players, kind of catch on to that and say, okay, there's a banner, I'm going to go all in. And let me tell you, I went all in because I did get baited on New Year's. I got baited on Bloodless Demos, and that was my choice. And I knew that I could just kind of, spend a little bit of money, support the game, and secure my pity for the celeb banner. And really wanted to get my awakenings. So I went very hard, and I am all the way out of gems. I was able to use some tickets from Arena to do 2 pulls, get nothing here. In any case, we got this new banner, and the purpose of this video is to review the banner. Just wanted to get a little word in. This puts a bad taste in my mouth. I think this was kind of a dirty move. Seems the feeling is pretty unanimous. I know others out there have commented, say that they were lucky enough to have planned ahead and they saved and they had enough to pull here. I'm gonna have to see how this goes over the coming weeks. Kind of scrounging pulls out of here. I think the overall good news is that the awakenings are not essential, and I think they did that on purpose. So you might be okay just kind of getting an A0 of all 3. But personally, I was really looking forward to Hina, and I really wanted to chase all of her costumes. And now I'm in this situation where I have 1,000 gems and no tickets. And I do have some gems I can farm out of the event and tower and the new fate board, and some tickets coming at month change. So we'll see how it goes. In any case, let's dig in here. Start with Celeb Wife F66X. So we have another tank here with a character skill usable at start. Stupid high HP, so that's a kind of a cool upgrade from using Summer Wife. Of course, Summer Wife has a totally different job, which has not been replaced yet. But this is really cool. She'll be a great addition to arena tank teams with high HP, high defense. And what's up with that attack? That's high for a support, for a healer. Wow. Okay, so in PvE, she will possibly be helping with damage. All right. Another Gird. We haven't seen this since the introduction of Gird with Christmas Gale. Increases the HP of fire weapons for the party, 40%. So good pairing with maybe, if you're still using Griff and Arena with that ROD Demos gun, which is a great main hand for that Griff. Now that can increase his HP, and of course resilience to the party, HP of the party, that's great. And the character skill. Decrease enemies attack 30%, 45 seconds. A regen, 5-turn regen, 10%, just like Christmas Gale. Tier 1 debuff from allies. So I'm thinking if you're up against like a Celeb Demos and you get hit with that attack break, or maybe up against UDeal and you get hit with that crit reduction and or attack break, this will cure one of them. I don't know which one it will. If you've used her and tested that, let me know in the comments. But if you patiently wait and make sure that they cast theirs first and then use her last, and that's how you should be using Christmas Gale anyway, for that heal, so none of your turns get wasted. That could be very effective. And then, these, Gale, for example, and this, Celeb Wife, they're very useful in PvE, especially these high difficulty quests like we have with Fate Board now. And then skippable third passive, all allies defense, and then one of these character skill cooldown debris when you're wielding fire, main hand. Okay, the weapon is another cleanse heal, a lesser heal, 10%, but has a cleanse. And let's see, is this one enemy? Okay, so an attack break to one enemy. That's good for survival. Very high HP. Cool. In arena, I would like to maybe give her the subjugation fire sword to have her as the agi role on my tank team. Otherwise, hey, maybe we can meme some more and use the pizza cutter on her. Go check out Young Jesus' videos for some epic pizza cutter memeing in arena. All right. Anything I missed here? Blaze haste? Cool. Okay. Onward. Yuzuki. Now, I did mention that Hina is my favorite, but I think Yuzuki's probably the star of the banner for DPS, obviously. He's another one of these 4 hits. And like a lot of one-hand sword users, a defense break. 15% is not a lot though, but he's more of a DPS. Almost like a Joker, but he's got one of these new elemental pursuit passives that just end up being so stupidly strong. And if you look at his base attack, he's got top tier base attack with this. So it's going to be a lot like New Year Yuri. Now, she did have the luxury of using, you know, the subjugation gun main hand in arena. So Yuzuki could be a great arena turret with the subjugation fist. Just, you know, forget about putting agi on him and just let him patiently wait to cast those skills, and you should see some amazing damage pop off. If you manage to get him all the way to debris, then you got yourself a new void boon. Debris, not a very high percentage though, 15. And then the vigor, of course, is boosting that attack stats, and that's pretty par for the course on a lot of these top DPS characters. And then again, thankfully, a skippable third passive, Void Rush. Defense value is pretty high, HP is pretty high, and that's really nice when you can have a nice, strong DPS character that can also hold their own and take hits from those crazy high difficulty bosses. This is another one of these 4 hits that has an additional multiplier when you have the proper elements. So this is a lot like the Celeb Lavanya we just got. It's a lot like, you know, Saryu, etc. These 4 hits, and this really comes in handy against high defense bosses, which, for example, the new Quest 5 in Subjugation. It's really hard to do damage against that moose. And these characters are really shining there. And also high defense bosses like in Fate Bordis, etc. Okay, cool. So let's take a look at the weapon. Too bad this isn't an arena main hand. We still don't really have a good modern usable dark one-hand sword main hand for him to use in arena. But then again, he's not really meant for arena, but it's going to be like New Year Yuri, who was meant for PvE but ended up being amazing in PvP. Okay, there's a defense break on a 20-second skill. And then another one of these new skills that only works when it's proficient weapon. It's a 5 hits and buffs dark damage. So kind of like Sarafa's spear. Pretty high attack for a one-hand sword. Void boon is always good. Ooh. So probably not a bad PvE main hand for him. Again, sky high base attack. Just want to make sure I'm not missing anything here. Okay, let's move on. Hina! There she is. There she is. So she's coming in as a support role, primarily. Very high HP, extremely high defense. Didn't notice that. Attack is very respectable. Base agi is boosted because of this passive, so she could possibly replace your Bloody Gale in arena. She also has this crazy proficiency passive, 70% chance to be a 3-chain. And that's pretty interesting because you're not going to see a lot of 4 or 5, but you're going to see 3 chains pretty much all the time. I ran, for example, I ran Celeb Lavanya and Subjugation, and in between skills while I was waiting, it was 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3 every single time. And that's pretty cool because the animations of the 3 hit are pretty quick. And so maybe that's something we haven't, you know, in my last video, I looked at this, I'm like, I'm kind of scratching my head over this, but maybe there's some application that makes it pretty amazing. In Arena, if she's able to run out in AA, that 3 hit will really help. I was kind of hoping the Hina that we're getting might have Bold Vigor and Timed Agi or something like that, but maybe, you know, maybe her abstract will have it. In any case, the stats look crazy good. Let's look at the kit. A C gauge with an attack buff to party and a pursuit buff to party when she's using wind. 20% pursuit, and that is just always welcome. So she's going to be great as a support on your subjugation wind teams. I know I could use that on my account, even though I kind of no, actually I don't. I still don't have abstract Marie, so yeah, I could use her. And then of course the soldier is great in Arena because it allows you to boost the base agility, and your timed agility will still stack on that. Of course, we have that with Sinosaryu, Bloody Gale, Celeb Akeha, and it's a very effective passive, especially when you can stack 2 of them. Wait a minute, how about Hina, Bloody Gale, Saryu? Oh, because before to get the triple, you had to use Celeb Akeha, and you know, on defense it doesn't work because she's got that character skill that gets in the way. So, there's an idea, huh? Okay, again, the third passive it's good. Kind of skippable because it's flat. Now, if that were timed, it would be a little nicer, I think. But less skippable than the other 2. And then this is a timed debris. That might exist already, but I don't have any. So that's pretty interesting if you're on a build and just trying to get to 100. However, that's if you pulled the A5 and who has any gems left. Some people did, I guess. I saw some people, some friends in the community, get their A4s. Well, congrats to you. Glad everything's going well for you. I am cleaned out. Anyway, this weapon, we have a new Arena PvP main hand. Very cool. We have a 15-second, and it's a 4 hits. 45% damage. The defense buff is whatever. And then a burst, 50%, 5 times. With updated stats, you know, it's pretty high stats for a one-hand sword. So this will be a very effective PvP main hand. I gotta get my hands on that. We'll see how it goes. I'm gonna make it work somehow. It's just a little concerning that they're cramming this in. It makes you wonder, you know, what are we getting in August then on 2.5? Do they plan on the game lasting that long? And I don't want to be one of these doomsayers, but you know, I didn't talk about this, but the concern started for me in post-Christmas. Things felt a little weird. It's not my first gacha, and I've lived through gacha shutdowns before, and it's heartbreaking, especially when you not only have spent money, but you've spent just tireless hours and with a daily habit for years, and then the game is just gone and you can never play it again. So I have my guard up this time, but I keep getting baited, just like I'm gonna get baited on this banner. Anyway, those are my thoughts on the banner, and that's all I wanted to talk about in this video. So thanks so much for watching. If you like what you see here, throw a like on the video, a sub on the channel, and all of that. It's much appreciated. I'll see you in the next one.